A couple of months ago I had a little bit of a PTO kerfuffle, and for those of you who don't know what PTO is, that's paid time off. So I basically got home from Generation Beauty San Francisco to find out that half of my trip was unpaid and my vacation time that I had planned for the rest of the year would not be able to be vacation time. I had to work those days. So of course I responded in the most professional and respectful way I knew how, which was to promptly burst into tears. Unfortunately, this is not an isolated incident because I cry when I'm frustrated, not when I'm sad or happy. They don't know why we cry in any situation that we cry in, except for babies, because babies need to cry in order to get their needs met because they're incapable of meeting their own needs. But as we get older, obviously become more and more capable of meeting our own needs. Now there's some research that shows that women cry about 5 times more than men in countries like the US, where it is more socially acceptable to show our emotions, but then in countries where it's less socially acceptable, that difference gets smaller and smaller. And when you think about it, in the United States, it's a lot more socially acceptable for women to cry and show their emotions, think the stereotypical weepy, weak woman, versus men who are supposed to be strong and sturdy and manly and not show their emotions. So we're basically back to square one as to why we cry. And unfortunately, that question is unanswered. So I had to skip over the why and skip to the how to fix it. Unfortunately, most of the things that are recommended for keeping yourself from crying are kind of either suppressing the tears, or once you're crying, kind of get it out, take a few deep breaths, try to calm yourself down and get back to what you're doing, which for me pretty much results in me sniffling for a half an hour with a red nose and eyes and being super embarrassed to walk around work. And there is that thought that, oh, if you just cry, you get it out, you'll feel better. But actually, research shows that that is not as much of a truth as we think. There was a study done where people cried for I don't even know what reason, and then were asked to report how they felt after crying. And you had a variety of people who either felt better, felt neutral, or their mood decreased after crying. And the interesting thing is that how they felt after a good cry was correlated with the emotional support they had while they're crying, which indicates that we still cry for the same reason babies cry. We're looking for something, in this case, emotional support. Now, unfortunately, when you're in a meeting with your boss, you're probably pretty low on emotional support. And I, of course, tend to feel bad because of the negative social connotations. So, of course, I then had to move on to what can I do to myself in general to stop from crying in these awkward social and professional situations, which is really what I was looking for in the first place. And a lot of the things that I was seeing was having to do with getting in touch with your emotions, thinking about things, keeping a journal, identifying while you were crying. And it kind of hit me. I cry when I'm frustrated. I cry when I feel like there is nothing I can do about my situation. I am powerless and I need to empower myself. So I'm thinking what I need to do personally is, first off, acknowledge the actual emotion that's going through my head while I'm crying, as opposed to trying to suppress it, put it in the back. The second thing I need to do is think positively. Mind over matter, people. I know it sounds stupid, but fake it till you make it is actually a thing, and it works, and I need to start employing it. And hopefully, by doing those things, I can start to catch myself sooner and sooner and sooner. So I get into those frustrating situations where I used to break out into tears. Now I get into a mindset that not only can I get through this and I'm awesome and I'm confident, but I'm acknowledging those feelings so they're not being suppressed. It's not gonna happen overnight, but I think this is a journey that I need to go through because I'm a grown-ass woman and I need to be able to have a professional conversation where I get frustrated without crying like a baby. Now, obviously that doesn't mean I'm never gonna cry again, but if I can get more in touch with those emotions that are causing that reflex, then maybe I can end up using that a lot more productively. Crying, while it might feel good in the moment or might feel like there's no other option, is ultimately a cry for help. And sometimes you have someone to answer that cry. Sometimes you gotta answer it yourself. If you've gone through something similar, let me know about it in the comments down below. And if you like these lifestyle vlogs, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And of course, I'll see you next time, babes. Bye.